to George Willard Kirk, gentleman of Chelsea Village, New York, upon his birthday, November 25th, 1925. Watchmen attend. What feast is this which lights the village street that should be dark o' nights? Say, what strange rapture brings ecstatic fires where rural Chelsea rears its peaceful spires? Unwanted streamers deck the antique walls, and o'er the green confetti mounts and falls. Scholar and cit as one resign their work, and shout in mingled joy, long flourish, Kirk! Health to the sage, whose natal night we sing, whose praises loud from every trumpet ring. Health to the sage, who has with skillful pains led learning back to Chelsea's verdant lanes. Each loyal cotter beams with brimming eye, and studious swains promote the minstrelsy for Kirk's Egyptian art with spells of yore. Lights once more the long quenched lamp of Moore. How long ago that pleasing minstrel sung the Yuletide lines alive on every tongue. Night before Christmas, which our fancies took from lips maternal, are the picture book. These spacious acres formed our Moore's domain, ere Chelsea's rows of brick involved the plain. But as the village proud and prosperous grew, the muse for want of nourishment withdrew. Southward to Greenwich she her footsteps trained, where though scarce worshipped, she was shrewdly feigned. Thus passed the years, when lo, auspicious fate, our Chelsea spies and mourns her lost estate, scours the broad west for some heroic hand to throne Apollo in a twice-born land, and finds skilled Kirk of lettered knights, the head by Akron mothered and by Cleveland bred. See now the conqueror stride with shining lance, Boeotia trembling at his bold advance. See frightened dullness in far caverns hide, whilst fleeing vanity discards her pride. Glim lines of somber mansions smile anew, and vanished splendor climbs once more to view. Learning long exiled claims her ancient seat, and led by Kirk troops stately up the street, his mellow tones to all the town displayed. The scholar's treasure and the muse's aid gleam in the windows, while his festive door becomes a throng that knew not books before. But not content with what the great have writ, vivacious Kirk must needs have living wit. Like wills or buttons must his threshold grow, with the sage sermon and the quick bon mot. Wise in his time, he draws from meads around, right courtly balladists and bards profound, poets and pedants, scholiasts and seers, midst whom he sits, the first among his peers. Reviving Chelsea heeds, and from her shores the great birthday paean lively pours. Each ancient wharf where restless vessels ride, responsive sings and tells the roving tide. Sequestered quads where piety is nursed wake from their hymns and into tributes burst, whilst envious Greenwich o'er the southern fields with envy sighs, and all her laurels yield. Kirk, may thy life be happy, wise, and long, with learning blessed and bright with Delian song. May virtue be no stranger, and may joy perpetual reign, and all thy care employ. Few are thy years as yet, but as they fly, may genial memory gild the hours gone by, till all about thee shine with waxing ray, and doubled treasures greet each natal day. And nowadays, people talk about like, not so much some play performer, but people talk about like, well, I mean, that's not what we're talking about here, but I mean, people talk about, oh, what a loss we've had by having this athlete go from this, working for this team versus that team, or, that's the sort of thing we talk about nowadays.